Hey everybody, welcome back. So this video is, I'm going to show you my probably top favorite collection of things, and it's my old dolls that I have. I actually had made this video before and then I deleted it accidentally. So anyway, I'm going to get started and I'll tell you real quick how I kind of got started on collecting dolls. Most of the dolls that I have are composition dolls. My mom had 3 composition dolls when she was a little girl. And when I was a little girl, she gave them to me. And I ended up being so scared of them that I gave them back to her. It was probably like, I don't know, 7 maybe. But anyway, so she has since passed her dolls to me. And that kind of got me started on collecting composition dolls. I think they're cool. I'm not scared of them. So I have several of those that I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to flip you around here in just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so this cabinet was my husband's grandma's cabinet, and she gave it to us, oh gosh, years ago, before she passed away, a long time before that. But this is where I keep most of my dolls. There are a few things in there that are not composition, but majority of the things that I look for are composition. And I've gotten to where I'm really picky because I have so many that I don't want to, I don't have anywhere to put them. Anyway, I'll start up here at the top. So the doll in the back, my husband gave to me for my birthday one year. I'd been eyeing her, I don't know, for probably at least a good year in an antique mall. She's in beautiful condition. She has her original clothes on. Beside her then is a Barbie. It's a Maya Angelou Barbie, which of course is not a composition doll, but I loved her. And then I have my my little Dracula. I love Universal Monsters, the old ones. This little girl I found, gosh, I don't remember where I found her, but she also is in really nice condition and a nice addition to my dolls. Then I have Frankenstein. In the back there, I have the little girl with the cape. I can't remember. I can't remember where I got all of them, but here I have a Scoodles doll, which I adore. I think she is the cute, I think Scoodles is a girl. I think she is the cutest thing ever. Behind her then is my Shirley Temple doll. Where did I find her? Don't know. Can't remember. I know I got a super good deal on her though. And then the doll sitting next to her in the back, one of my friends gave me. He got it in a bunch of stuff from, I don't know, family or something, and he thought it was creepy. So he's like, you want this? Of course I do. Then I have this tiny little composition doll right here in this little bitty buggy. They did not come together, but they go together, I think. Then we have the Wolfman. A tiny little rubber Cupid. There in the back I have a Bradley doll my daddy gave to me for Christmas one year when I was a little girl. I'm going to try to go slow so I'm not making anybody sick. Here's another Barbie that I have that celebrates people with Down syndrome, so I had to have her. I was a special ed teacher for 26 years, so very sweet addition. I'm gonna open my cabinet up. Ugh. Now, my daughter has always thought these dolls were creepy, and other people think they're creepy too, some. I don't think there's anything creepy about them, so I'm gonna have to move this. I have a bassinet in front of it, and it's kind of in the way. Sorry if I'm making anybody sick. Okay, so here we are. Top shelf inside. All these sweet little girls. She is stuffed with straw. She has a little hole in a piece of her, some of her hair. That's where you would have tied a bow, or a bow would have been. I have not put a bow in there. There's the little one in the back. Sometimes I see the dolls and they do need some repairs, but I'm just like, oh, I just can't let them sit there knowing that they might not find a home, so I get them. All these guys, there's that sweet little girl there in a, or boy, whichever, in a christening gown. This is a Slinky think it's a slinky, was it a worm? Slinky caterpillar? One of the two. I had one when I was little, and I loved it a lot. And of course, I'm sure I sold it at a yard sale when I was a kid or something, but I found this, I don't know, a couple of years ago in an antique store, and I'm like, I gotta buy that. So some of the dolls, their hands, their arms and stuff are disproportionate to the rest of them. But I don't know. I think they're just super endearing and sweet. Found that little nugget there in the box. Beautiful condition. It was like $5. I want to say that was down maybe around Bloomington or something. But I have found some dolls that are in excellent condition. That one's in really nice condition. He's in nice condition. She's got some crazing. This one was in a bag of dolls at a yard sale that I picked up for like 10 bucks for the whole bag. Now, she does have some serious damage to her feet. The person that was having the yard sale said that that doll had belonged to their mom. There's no way I would have gotten rid of it, but I get it. You know, you get so much stuff. What do you do with it? But I had to bring her home and put her in my cabinet because she was well loved. I got one with curly hair back there and a cowboy hat. Couple more in here. Little bitty. I don't know. It looks like everything's out of focus. Little bitty right there who is super adorable. This doll right here was my very first composition doll buy for myself. She's not in the most fabulous condition, but I was so excited when I got her. But yeah, so she's cool. I love it when I find them with their original clothes. It's just not quite the same when they don't have them. And there we have that doll there. It's supposed to be a nurse doll. That's a remake of a Campbell's Kid composition doll. I think it was made like in the 90s, but I thought it was pretty cool. A Nancy Ann doll in the back. These little guys here, that's Tanta Kringle, and someone very near and dear to me has always called me Tanta, which is German for aunt. So she gave me that for Christmas one year, and I love it. Those little wind-up dolls right there, the plastic ones, those were something that was out when I was a little kid. I didn't have them, but I was like, those are so cool, so I got them. A little bisque Cupie, sucking on his finger. Let's see here. I've got a couple of Nancy Ann storybook dolls. I've got some incredibly tiny dolls. Like those little twins right there with the pink bow. And the little baby in diapers. And then there's one behind. Oh, I found this at the Goodwill. The Dolly's gift wrap set. They had a whole bunch of these little sets. And I like 99 cents. I fell in love. And I was like, I have to buy it. And I'm keeping it. The half doll right there is a pincushion. My aunt gave it to me years ago, and my mom made the little dress cover to go over the pincushion. That's back there's the little dish set. Those were dishes I had when I was a kid. Those aren't the ones I had when I was a kid, but they're exactly the same, and they were new in the package for a couple dollars, so I bought them. Down here, everybody thinks Charlie McCarthy probably is the creepiest. The ventriloquist doll in the back. I think he's cool. Has some damage, but I don't care. I love him. Rudolph Misfit Toys doll there. There's Pinocchio. He's got wood arms and legs, but composition head. Those twins right there are remakes of composition dolls from back in the day that I got. I want to say my husband bought them for me for my birthday or Christmas or something. But this little hutch thing over here, the little metal thing, I was with my mom and she was talking to me about toys she had when she was a kid. And I'm like, I named the few that I knew she had. And she said, you know, there's one other thing I had, and it was a little metal cabinet hutch thing that my dad bought for me, and so she's describing it to me, right? So we went to an antique store by her, either that day or the next day, and she was ahead of me, and she yelled, Myra, there it is. And I went over there, and she said hers was exactly like this. So I had to buy it and bring it home and put it in my cabinet. I offered to buy it for her, but she was like, I don't have anywhere to put it. But I brought it home and put it in here because it was something she had. Over here, the big doll in the back, I adore her. I looked at her at an antique store. My husband takes me to this antique store nearby here every year on my birthday. And they used to have a big cabinet full of composition dolls. And every year I would go back and pick another one out. Well, I'd looked at this one probably 5 years in a row because it was like $200 and some. And I was like, it's just because I saved Christmas and birthday money to go. And finally one year he's like, buy the doll. So I bought the doll. But I think she's gorgeous. So there's Dopey, composition rabbit, love him. Composition clown. Okay, so there are the dolls in the cabinet. Let's go over here to my dresser. I have my sweet little forget-me-not vanity set. I found the pieces just here, there, and everywhere. Have a few little dolls here, a little squeaker sitting on the potty with her toilet paper. That's a composition doll in the back left. The little plushy squeaker doll. A little vintage monkey guy. That's a little toy with chickens that peck up and down on the wood. And then over here I have some of my most prized, the Dion quintuplets. I looked for those, and they were always so expensive to buy. And finally, one year, I spent like $500 on them. But they are in super nice condition. They have their original dresses on. So it came with the 5 dolls, and then they had a little bowl with all of their names on it. And I believe a calendar also. The book in the back I found separately at an antique store. And the little paper fan or cardboard fan I found at a different antique store. So love them to pieces. And then I have a composition walking dog. So if you were to put him like on an incline, he would walk. His legs will move and walk. But yeah, so some of my collections. And there's my little rubber-faced skunk up top. I think he's fabulous too. And over here, my dad bought me this doll at an auction. I used to go to auctions with him when I was a kid, and yeah, that's where she came from. I also have a little rocking cradle down here. Now, there are some other things in there that aren't supposed to typically be in there, like the books and the little onesies and the purple plush. Those are gifts from somebody, but googly-eyed composition doll, the one laying on, so there's the one in the corner and then the one resting its head against that one is a Bilo baby. Of course, there's Howdy Doody, a Care Bear that my mama made me. This is Harvey, my mommy's plush rabbit from when she was a little girl. That is Trudy, and Trudy has 3 different faces. So on top of her head, there's a cork turn. You turn the cork, and you see the different faces she has. And then there's a baby in the corner. But yeah, I'm just a big old kid because, well, and if you look on my bed, I have more plush and dolls, and then a whole collection of Care Bears. So anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my collection. Leave me a comment and let me know what kinds of things you collect. Hit subscribe or subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I'd really appreciate it. All those things really help out. Comments, likes, subscribes. And I will talk to you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.